This is the Iron Man 3 Hall of Armor 6-pack figure set. And for most parts of the world, this is an Amazon.com exclusive. Here's the box. It's a nice display box, but I think these figures are best opened up and displayed on your shelf. It comes with the Tony Stark figure, the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 6, and the Mark 42. I picked this set up at a local toy store at Our Toys in Green Hills. If you're in Manila, you might want to check it out. So, let's get right to it. The set includes 2 new figures, which are these 2, and 4 recycled figures, which we'll get to right now. Let me set these 2 aside. Now, all of these 4 figures, the Mark 1, the Mark 2, Mark 3, and the Mark 6, have all just been recycled from the Iron Man 2 movie toy line. 3 3/4 figures are exactly the same. The difference being is the paint apps. This one has a lot darker gold, more metallic gold finish. This one, believe it or not, I don't have a Mark 3, a 3 3/4 Mark 3. I just did not want to spend money on a crappy figure that was released. This one is a lot better. It's got better paint apps, and there's a lot more quality control on this particular figure. There's more detail on it as well. This one is an exact repaint. I think it's the same mustard colored green that they used. This one is exactly the same. Even in the kind of metallic silver that they use, exactly the same. The big difference being as well, it has the glowing paint apps. As you can see, there's a little bit sprayed on electrostatic blue, Allspark blue, that they painted on the chest and on the left, or on the open palmed hands of the figures, to give it that glowing arc reactor feel to it. But they're essentially the same amount of articulation as the old figures. So if you missed out on these 4 figures and they're just much too pricey on eBay, this is a perfect time to actually pick this set up so you can complete your Iron Man figures. Alright, let's go to Tony Stark. Now this one is, I think, is the figure that a lot of collectors are really looking forward to getting, because we've not gotten a decent Tony Stark figure. There have been customs by fans out there, but Hasbro, for the most part, has not really made an attempt to do a Tony Stark figure until now. And this one is as accurate as can be to the movie of how Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark appeared in Iron Man 3 with his lab clothes, as it were, when he was testing on the first few scenes of the movie, where he was testing out the Mark 42. He was playing some music, and as the Mark 42 launched and grabbed onto him and he assembled the armor on his body, this is the thing he was wearing. So it's very nice. Sculpt wise, paint apps, they're very good. Very little quality issues. If at all, it's going to be the eyes and the goatee on the face. So just make sure you pick one with decently painted eyes and goatee. The head sculpt, I think, is new. It's as good as it gets to how Tony Stark looked like in the movie. It's not very accurate, but good enough, in my opinion. The body, I think, is a mashup of several G.I. Joe figures, definitely, because the hip joint is definitely a G.I. Joe figure with the screws on the thighs, double jointed knees. It's got ball hinge ankles. Even the upper torso, no waist articulation, upper torso, ball hinge shoulders and elbows, even the pistol grip wrists that swivel are so G.I. Joe. I don't really mind. I mean, if you want to set up a scene where he constructs his own devices, and you can actually hold them if you want, get some old G.I. Joe pistols and whatnot, you can convert it into the devices used in the movie. So this is not a bad figure. It's actually very good. I'm glad I actually picked it up. If you're really just after this figure, I don't think, well, you could always sell the other figures and then just keep this one. And this is the figure that I was actually most excited to get, the 3 3/4 Mark 42. I mean, the assembler's figure, well, it was okay, but, oops, he has trouble. I noticed that this figure, the G.I. Joe mold that they use, has a lot of trouble standing up when he's not posed. So, let me see if I can... Let me just stand up this guy. Stand this guy up. This one's a nice figure. I mean, the Mark II, very, very nice. Big fan of that. Okay. Now, he has trouble standing up. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way the shoes were molded on him, but he has trouble standing up when his feet are erect. So I'm not quite sure how to do it. I don't know if you put this without having him posed. So, okay. Okay. Now this one, again, as I said, is most excited. A figure I was most excited to get. It's got fantastic detail on it. I think the sculpt is new. Paint apps, Hasbro did a wonderful job on this one. There are some quality issues here and there where the silver meets the gold, the eyes, and it does not have the glowing effect, which is very nice. I'm very grateful for that because it would ruin the whole gold paint on his armor, and that's really what was the highlight of the armor. And a lot of people really hate this armor because it was such a funny comedic armor and it was always failing here and there. But after a while, as I mentioned in my review of the movie, I have actually grown to love this armor. That's why I've been looking forward to getting a 3 3/4 scale of the figure of the armor. So very nice. Paint apps is great. Sculpt is great. Fantastic articulation on this figure. Ball jointed neck, ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge shoulders and elbows, swivel wrist, ball hinge hip, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ball hinge ankles with rocker joints. And this thing it's just as good as it gets. This is as good as an Iron Man figure gets, and it's really, really, really nice that Hasbro gave us the Mark 42. I was hoping we'd get an Iron Patriot at least in this kind of articulation, this kind of scale and quality of articulation and sculpt, but it's yet to be seen. I hope they can sort of squeeze that in an Avengers toy line or whatever that Hasbro's planning. But very, very nice. This has got to be my favorite figure. Some quality issues here, but that's fine. But my favorite figure in the entire lot is definitely this figure, the Mark 42. And then this one comes insane. And obviously the others are just rehashes, so not going to get a good figure. All in all, I'd say the set deserves a 10 out of 10. With all the interesting figures that Hasbro's come up with reduced articulation. I was going to say something else, but anyway, and crappy quality control in their paint apps. This set by far is one of the best they've released for the Iron Man 3 toy line, and I absolutely recommend it for all of you fans of the movie, for all of you fans of the toy line, and you've got to have Tony Stark and the Mark 42. I think that's well worth the money you pay for the entire set, and just don't pay more than what Amazon's offering for it. I paid the amount of how much I would normally pay for a leader class figure here in Manila. A leader class figure here in Manila is something like between $45 to $55, and I paid something like that for this, and I thought it was pretty worth it. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Follow me on Twitter, Keek, Instagram. Twitter has my toy sightings. Toy sightings are on Instagram. Twitter has my toy purchases. I post them there, and my reviews are going to be on this channel, Chefatron. It's still me, FX France, but my old FX France channel will no longer be. I will no longer be uploading reviews there. So if you want to see more of my FX France reviews, the Chefatron channel is the channel you want to subscribe to. So please spread the word. This has been the Iron Man 3 Hall of Armor 6-figure set, Amazon exclusive by Hasbro. Thanks for watching.